Hey there! Let's chat about My Tutor, an old-school, wild ride from 1983 that's 100% classic American sex comedy. If that's your vibe, listen up. So here's the deal. The movie clocks in at about an hour and a half, which honestly flies by with all the craziness that happens. Directed by George Bowers and written by Joe Roberts, the film is loaded with that kitschy 80s charm. The music's by Webster Lewis, super catchy by the way, and it was released by Crown International Pictures. Get this, it pulled in over $22 million at the box office. Not bad at all. Okay, what's it about? You've got Bobby Crystal, played by Matt Lattanzi, your typical rich kid who totally bombs his French class. If he doesn't ace a retake, he'll lose his spot at the fancy Yale his dad's dead set on. Enter Terry Green, the very cool Caren Kaye, who gets hired as Bobby's live-in French tutor. Surprise, surprise! The tutoring turns into a very flirty romance, which totally freaks out Bobby's overbearing dad. It's your classic forbidden love, but with way more swimming pool scenes and 80s hair. There are some other familiar faces too, Kevin McCarthy as Bobby's dad, and you even get a young Crispin Glover, yep, that Crispin Glover, playing Bobby's friend Jack. There's Clark Brandon as Billy, Arlene Golonka as Mrs. Crystal, and even Kitten Natividad pops up to keep things interesting. Oh, and fun fact, all those pool scenes and beautiful house shots filmed at the fancy Alwood estate in Holmby Hills, Los Angeles. Caren Kaye later shared that she was totally nervous doing her first nude scene, especially since she was surrounded by a mostly male crew, but she nailed it and says it went off without a hitch. When it comes to how people actually feel about the movie, let's just say it's a mixed bag. Rotten Tomatoes has it sitting at 38% audience approval, IMDb gives it a 5.2, and the Metascore's a rough 17 out of 100. Not exactly Oscar material, but honestly, it's one of those flicks you watch for the laughs, not the awards. Reviewers have some fun takes though. Poche Pictures calls it a hormonal summer fantasy and loves Caren Kaye's charm. It's not just about the sex appeal, they say, she actually brings some warmth and humour. B&S About Movies calls it a pretty standard teen sex comedy, full of awkward moments and those outrageous 80s movie stereotypes. If you check out Letterboxd, folks there just treat it like a campy B-movie blast, loaded with nudity, goofy characters, and a totally retro soundtrack. So, bottom line, My Tutor is about as 80s as a movie gets, cheesy, a little bit wild, and layered with just enough real heart to keep it from being totally ridiculous. Sure, it's got steamy scenes and all the predictable teen movie setups, but there's also this sweet coming-of-age story hiding underneath as Bobby finally stands up to his dad and figures out who he wants to be. And Caren Kaye, she totally makes it worth your while. If you're in the mood for some vintage teen comedy madness, grab your popcorn and check it out. Have you seen My Tutor? Let us know in the comments and subscribe to Movies of the 80s.